Welcome to my garage on this chilly Milwaukee morning. This is part of a collaboration with Dawn the Minimal Mom and a bunch of other YouTubers who are doing videos about garage and storage organization. I almost didn't make this because as a life coach who helps people simplify and systemize their lives and be super intentional with how they spend their time, I actually thought that this was not a good use of my time. And I'll tell you why, but first I want to tell you the 5 steps to finally get your garage organized, and you can use this in any area. Hi, I'm Diana Kerr. I'm a certified professional life coach, and I work with go-getter Christian women, help them make time for the stuff that really matter. Check out the free resources I have below, or you can apply for my wait list to work with me one-on-one. Let's talk about the 5 steps that you can take. You can do this, you guys, to finally get your garage organized. Step number 1 is to clearly define the space and choose a smaller area than you think you want to do. Start with something small. If you have been telling yourself for a while, I need to organize the garage, and it hasn't gotten organized, this is probably a big part of why it hasn't, because you're looking at the whole garage. And for a lot of us, that's a lot of stuff. So define the area, and maybe that just means one shelving area of the garage, or maybe it just means the storage that's up above, or maybe it just means you want to get the stuff off the floor, something like that. So number 1, define the area that you want to declutter. Number 2, identify the pain points. What's wrong? What's not working? My husband would tell you, because this garage is totally his domain, and we just moved in less than 2 months ago to this house. Some pain points for him are that these bins, which we just got for free, are open. We don't have lids for them, and so the stuff in there gets dusty. And they're not labeled, which would be helpful. And he doesn't have a workbench in this garage, which he would like to have someday. But for now, at a minimum, he would like for these shelves to be, I think he wants to adjust the shelves so that the contents on this level, he can look in there without having to take the stuff down, because he doesn't have a workbench to like take the toolbox down and then be able to look through the contents. So what are the pain points? What's not working? Be as specific about that as possible, which ties into number 3. What does done look like? Identify the exact results that you are after. Maybe it's like, I want to have all of the kid toys and the kid sporting stuff out of sight, but in a place that's accessible to them. Or maybe it's like, I want to have all the kids stuff organized by category and visible and accessible to them. Or not, I don't want them to be able to reach certain things. Maybe it's, we want to be able to park 2 cars in our garage for winter. Things like that. So identify, what exactly are you trying to achieve? What is the goal that you're after? Because that is going to greatly influence how you go about this project of organizing. Step number 4 then, this is so important with any organizing project. Step number 4 is to cull. It's to declutter. Before you organize, before you go buy any bins, before you try starting to sort things, just get rid of the stuff. Get rid of as much as possible so that you have less to organize. And a tip that I have for you, now everyone is different, so you have to know what works best for you when it comes to decluttering, and you'll get all sorts of great ideas from the other YouTubers who are doing this collaboration on what they recommend and what works for them. But I will tell you what works very, very well for me is when I declutter, I am not focused on what I am going to do with the items as I'm decluttering. All I'm focused on when I'm decluttering is, am I keeping it or am I getting rid of it? Those are the only 2 piles. I went through all of Harry's outdoor toys before we moved to this house, and that was my first focus. I just went through the toys and just made 2 piles. Keep, don't keep. Once you have your don't keep pile, then go through that pile and be like, okay, this is garbage, this is sell, this is donate. That works really well for me because I find that it's too much for my brain to hold at one time, to be not only deciding am I going to keep or not keep something, but then also deciding what am I going to do with this thing I'm not keeping? Where is it going to go? It's almost like trying to write something and edit at the same time, and they tell you don't write and edit at the same time. Step number 5, now you're finding the other point to organize. So now you can get the bins and the things. And remember, think about, do you like everything to be visible or do you like it to be hidden away? Do you like things to be in large categories? So think about what makes the most sense for you, and also what the people in your life are gonna be able to keep up with, because you want a system that is not just gonna look really good when you get it done, but that is gonna be able to stay that way. So like I said, I almost didn't do this video. There was part of me that was like, I can't do this video or I will not be practicing what I preach, because it's not that I'm against minimalism and decluttering your garage. I am all about that. And it's funny that this is the topic for this month, for this collaboration, because Joshua Becker, one of the OG minimalists, that's kind of how his minimalism journey began, is he was spending Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend cleaning out his garage when his kid wanted to play with him, and he had this aha after talking to a neighbor, like, I don't have to have all this stuff, and what if I didn't have so much stuff and then I had more time for the things that really matter? And that's what I'm so passionate about. And I am so passionate about not just doing things that matter, but really distinguishing between the things that are good for you to do and the things that are the very best for you to do. And this is not just like a blanket, like these are the good things in my life for my lifetime and these are the best things, but it goes from season too. And so for us, having just moved in this house less than 2 months ago, to spend, my husband and I talked about this for a while, and Greg McEwen in his book Essentialism talks about how essentialists actually spend more time considering whether they're gonna do something than someone who is a non-essentialist. They put more time and thought into like, do I really want to do this garage decluttering video? Do I really want to do this project right now? Or do I really want to throw a housewarming party? Than just jumping right in and being like, let's throw a housewarming party, or let's do this garage decluttering video. So we really talked about it and we thought about it. Do we want to do this video? At first, you know, we were gonna like do all the decluttering stuff that I was talking about, do some of the things that Kyle wants to do. And we kind of realized like this is not, to do all those things right now would not be the most important thing for us right now. We want to get to that eventually, but right now we still have curtains that we want to hang up. We're unpacked, but like we still have curtains we want to hang. I got all my cute plants that I want to hang up, my hanging plants. And so you need to know for yourself what areas, what things are truly the most important. And that leads me to another aspect of good, better, best, another way that this applies, which is when it comes to your organization. Kyle is better at this than me. I will link to a pantry video below where I had been putting off decluttering my pantry for literally years because I wanted to do it perfectly. I wanted it to be like home edit style pantry organization. And I was like, if I can't do it perfectly, have it be perfect and spend the hundreds of dollars to go to the Container Store and buy all the things, I'm not going to even do it, which was silly because when I actually just set a timer for 20 minutes and said, I'm gonna use what I've got, the bins and baskets that I've got, and see what I can do, it actually looked really good. Was it amazing? No, but it was good. And so that's my recommendation to you, is when it comes to your organization and things in your home, number one, don't just make sure that you are prioritizing what really matters to you and your family. If you're watching this playlist right now and your garage is not that big of a pain point, but there's other areas of your house that are, don't worry about your garage right now. Go do that other stuff first. And second, don't let the idea of the perfect vision that you have for organizing your garage or any other space get in the way of just doing what's good for now. Do what's good enough, and then maybe later you can get to a little bit better, and then you can get to best. So for now, for us, for right now, this is good. Kyle did a great job. These shelves were already here. For some reason, they were like split apart, so he put them next to each other. He used these free bins that someone gave us, and he did a great job. The next step, a little bit better, would be for him to get some of the bins with lids, have the shelves at appropriate heights, and there's some stuff that we need to throw out that was left here from the previous owners. And then the best, the ultimate, is that he wants to have cabinets installed and he wants a workbench and all of that, but we'll get to that eventually. And in the meantime, this serves us so much better than if we were like, well, we're not gonna bother organizing until we get all the stuff that we need and all the stuff that we want. Because let's be honest, a lot of us overestimate how much time we're gonna have, how much money we're gonna have, how motivated we're gonna be. And so we put off these things in our house and we live in a state of chaos for longer than we need to, when we could just spend a little bit of time and get a system set up, get some organization in place that's good enough. And that is definitely how my basement is right now too. It's not the best, it's not amazing, but it's good enough. A lot of the women I work with are like me. very perfectionistic by nature, want to do things really, really well. And this is one of the things that I talk about as a Christian. We need to let go of this idea of that we need to do everything with excellence. Why? Not because we want to be lazy and sloppy, but because that is not possible. And a lot of the women I work with are like me. They were very good students, like star students, worked very hard in school, checked off all the boxes, and then we get to adulthood and we don't realize that we have permission to do some things in life at like a C+ level, or even just not do them at all. You have permission in your life to do certain things excellently and do other things just okay. You cannot give 100% to every single thing. And this is one of the principles that I talk about in a freebie that I offer. I'll put a link to it below. It's called 3 Lies About Time That Christian Women Tell Themselves and 3 Truths That Will Set You Free. Tens of thousands of women have downloaded this guide so far, and I get emails all the time of women being like, I don't know how I never realized this. I can't believe I've been holding myself to these crushing standards. So look for that below. And if you are in a place right now where you're like, yeah, I'm ready to do some decluttering, whether that's your garage or any other space in your house, I have a PDF below with my 15 favorite decluttering questions that I've rounded up over the years from people like Joshua Becker, from people like Dawn Madsen, the Minimal Mom, and the Minimalists and other people, as well as my own questions and kind of my own spin on some of their questions. And those 15 questions, I keep that piece of paper in front of me when I'm decluttering, and I look at it over and over to help me stay focused. I will put a link to that below. I'd love to share that with you. Again, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, we have a wait list, but we hopefully will have some spots opening up soon. So look for that info below, and please subscribe, and I will see you again soon. And let's just make the most of whatever situation God has given us and be intentional, you guys. I love you. Bye.